Welcome back and happy Easter to everybody. Just out for another ride today on my own, and thought that I would update you on some of the stuff that I talked about in the last video. Now, I'd intended to start this a bit further on this video, but I'm afraid it's time for a bit of a rant, and I'll do the other stuff later on. The driving today around here is horrendous. I thought on Easter Sunday it might be a wee bit easier, but just getting from my house down to Hammersmith Bridge, I've had people doing U-turns in the middle of nowhere. I've had pedestrians walking across the road without looking. I've had people pulling out from the curb without looking. It's been an absolute game of, I don't know, like Frogger or something. You had to dodge all the things to get down the road. Oh well. Hopefully once I get out of town a bit, then things will ease up a wee bit. Funnily enough, they seem to be a bit quieter down south of the river, which is where I am now, crossing Putney. There's a bit more of a wind today than it seemed, so I'm hoping that the microphone picks this up okay. I've got a little foamy muff on it. That sounds disgusting. Hello again. So this a bit further on, I'm now cycling across Wimbledon Common. I'm just taking my time, going nice and slowly. Thought I'd share the view with you. So, just going to swap this over and let's start with some of the updates I was going to give you. Give me 2 seconds. So yeah, now I'm up at Wimbledon Common and just taking my time, not having a big ride or a big fast one today. Anyway, thought I'd start giving you some of my updates, and I'll post some of them as I'm going along. So the first one, if you remember back to my last video, I got a couple of penalty charge notices from Hackney Council about riding my motorbike through some restricted streets at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, so I'd written to Hackney, I wrote to the DVLA, and I also wrote to the police. The DVLA is a strange one. The police in Hackney I could do online. The DVLA, you have to write it with a proper old-fashioned pen and paper and post it to them. So I've done all of that, and just yesterday I got confirmation through from Hackney that they realised that it was obviously plates used on a different vehicle, and therefore they've cancelled both of the PCNs. So that's a good result. Happy with that one. Okay, so the next thing on my mind is one of those acronyms which for some reason has been bugging me the past few days. I'm not sure how it came into my head or whatever, but it's taken me a few days to remember what it means, and it's the acronym DILIGAF. I know some of you are laughing now thinking, why are you thinking about that, James? I have no idea, it just popped into my head as a word, and then I was thinking, well, what does that mean? I've seen it before, and I knew that I knew what it meant before, but I couldn't quite work it out because in my head it was spelt like this. I'll put it up there somewhere, and I couldn't work out what the Y was for, and therefore that threw me for the rest of it, and I've spent days just pottering around with that word buzzing around in my head like an earworm. But this morning, by some stroke of genius or whatever, I realised it's spelt like that. Again, I'll put it up there somewhere. I realised it's spelt that way, and for anyone who's still in the dark and doesn't know what it means, it roughly translates to this look. Anyway, that's the sort of random nonsense that's been buzzing around my head. I've obviously had way too much time in my hands. And a cycling related one now. I've noticed that a lot of the times when I go cycling, I come back and my big toe on both feet has been rather sore, as if the nail's been pressing into it while I've been riding. So the past few rides I've been out thinking, okay, what's causing that? And it seems like, this is a bumpy road, it seems like as I'm riding along, I sort of stiffen my toes for some reason or other. So what I'm trying to do now when I ride is just try and soften all my toes and soften my feet, because it seems when I stiffen them, I'm jamming the big toe right up against the shoe, and that's causing me to have this really sore big toe by the time I get home from a ride. So I'm kind of managing it, but every now and then, excuse that wind, every now and then I'm getting a twinge in my toe that reminds me I need to soften my toes. Anybody else suffer with that? Maybe it's my shoes are a bit small, but I don't think so. I think if I went for the next size up, they wouldn't stay on my feet so well. First world problems, eh? So I'm here at the Ginger Bees Cafe, as usual, my favourite place to stop on a bike ride. Thank you. I've just got my order delivered, an iced latte and a piece of carrot cake. So yeah, I think I'm more than halfway into the ride now, and as usual, just stop here and take in the views for a little while and enjoy the sunshine. So I'm heading up now, as all the best rides do, through Hyde Park. This is my second attempt at doing this because I just nearly clobbered a little lad doing his tricks on a little scooter without watching where he was going. Kind of sums up the day, really. Anyway, update on my new bike. If you remember, I've ordered a bike from Orro, but I've ordered it via Balve Spikes in Fulham. Last we heard from Balve's, they said from their warehouse they would get it by about the 5th of May or thereabouts, and I had emailed Orro to ask them, did they have any updates? Would it be quicker getting it from them, or could they give any advice? So I got an email back just the other day there from Orro, and the chap there was saying that they've sent out their first consignment of the gold Evo 105s, and they've all gone to the various warehouses and so on, and the next lot will be ready sometime in July. So what I'm hoping is that meant that my bike got delivered to Balf's warehouse last week, and maybe what Balf's were saying is that they'll have it in the shop from their warehouse by about the 5th of May or thereabouts. I hope that's what's happened, because I don't really relish the thought of having to wait till July now, since I ordered it in February. But fingers crossed, one can always hope. Well, I made it home in the end. Turns out I've done just over 43 miles today, which is not bad. I feel pretty good for it, actually. I don't feel too badly at all. So yeah, that was a nice ride. Couple of last things just wanted to share with you. If you remember on the last ride, I said that I lost a little key for undoing the bolts for the action cam. So I got this from Amazon. Now, it's not a DJI specific one, it's not a what's the GoPro specific one. It's just some non-branded key that fits all of the bolts. Now, it might be a little bit wide, but actually using it today, it worked very well. So that worked really well. I'm glad I got that. I was able to shift the camera position a few times. Last thing, what do you think of my shirt? Look at this. It's got the Scottish flag on the front, similar on the back. This was a present from my brother for Christmas last year, so thanks very much, Chris. I know you're probably not going to be watching this, but thanks anyway, big man. Really comfortable. I don't know what the brand is or whatever, but it's a long sleeved, usual 3 pockets at the back, and it kept me nice and warm today. I've got a base layer underneath it, but yeah, it works, does the job. So thanks for joining me on the ride today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the updates and so on. I've got to go and get a shower now and then think about maybe ironing some shirts or something, get ready for work on Tuesday. All good things like these holidays must come to an end. Anyway, hope you've had a great Easter. I hope you've been out on your bike enjoying this lovely weather that we've had, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you all soon, probably next time without a beard. Bye for now.